traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, took him to an inn and took care of him. So in this part, the Samaritan came to where the man was, and he went to him. He didn't pass on by like the priest and the Levite did, but instead he approached him. He went to him. Another thing that you guys need to know is that Samaritans and Jews did not talk to each other. They were pretty much enemies. There was a lot of discrimination between them. So culturally, it would have been unthinkable for a Samaritan to help a Jew. Because, like I said, they had no love for each other. There was a lot of hostility between them. And then also remember that the person that Jesus is talking to right now, the story that he's telling the story to, he was a Jewish man too. So this probably shocked him and was almost like a slap in the face because the person who did end up helping was a Samaritan. So this Samaritan was able to enter into the brokenness and pain of a stranger. And not only that, someone who, like I said, would consider him an enemy. So Jesus is also pointing out that loving your neighbor or being a person of justice involves showing care and compassion, even to those with whom you would not normally have any relationship with. And another thing about going is having the other person's needs in mind and going with the attitude of humility and seeking their needs first. So right now I want to bring up Isabel. And she is another LaFe student, and she's going to tell a story about how she went and entered into the brokenness.
Hi guys. So this past summer I went to this mission project. It was LA Urban Project. So and last summer, so I had the opportunity to go to a service down at the church level in Skid Row. So being there, I guess people have heard of Skid Row before. So I was really nervous and scared of being there. But like when we entered there and we were at the parking lot where they have the service, they asked us if we wanted to be inside to give out cookies and punch, or go outside and pray for people who were outside line up to come into the service. And I was like, oh, well, let's stay inside and like be safe in the parking lot and not go outside. And our AAC, our leader for our group, was like, well, let's go outside. What are you guys girls think? I'm like, well, can we can't stay inside? It's like, it's safer, you know. We were still in Skid Row, but I felt safer in the parking lot that was gated. So she said, no, let's go outside. So we ended up going outside and praying to go pray to people. But I was as we were walking out, like I was talking with God. I'm like, God, like just keep us safe, make sure nothing happens to us. Like I don't know how to pray with these people. Like these people like different from me. I never talked to these people. But as soon as like my attitude was really really bad. I had an attitude. I was like being kind of like I guess mean or being selfish. But then as soon as like I started praying for the first person, like my attitude like just switched. Like it just went to like I don't know, it's like the Holy Spirit just came over me and like I was just loving them and then praying to them, and it was just like a really like humbling experience. I was there to bless them, but they actually blessed me like at the end. They was just teaching me how they were so open just to like share their stories and just to like he was willing to like talk to us and not judge us because we were there, or for us to judge them either.
I just really love that story because it shows how you go into somewhere thinking that, oh, I'm going to bless them, and then God completely blesses you through that. And it's a beautiful experience to go into somewhere with kind of a attitude of like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to enter into that, and then to be there and be filled with compassion. So thank you for sharing, Isabel. So entering brokenness and pain is messy, and it's hard, and it involves sacrifice. And the truth is that you have to move towards people in order to love them. So, the second thing that the world needs is people who see. People who see the brokenness and what I'm going to call outward vision. So, again, it says, but a Samaritan, as he traveled, came to where the man was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him. So the Samaritan saw the man and was moved with compassion. He saw him and couldn't just keep on walking by. He had to do something about it. So he took the initiative to take care of him. And like I said, I call this outward vision because it's like when your eyes become open towards the people around you. And when you're able to see past your own circumstance and your own plan, to see the needs of people around you. And so, I've had a lot of opportunities to do homeless ministry. And I just wanted to share one quick story. I love telling stories. So there was one time when I was driving to church, and there was a kid about 18 years old, and he, on the bottom of where his feet were, there was a sign that said, "I need a miracle." And I don't even know if other people saw that, but it was my turn to turn, so I turned left, but I could not get that vision out of my head. Like, he needs a miracle. So I do a U-turn, and I park technically illegally on the side of the road to talk to this guy. And I asked him what his name was. And he looked at me in shock because he told me, no one ever asks me what my name is. I haven't been asked that in a long time. And I wanted to cry because I'm like, how often do we just walk on by other people or we take names for granted, but the name gives people an identity. And names help us understand that we're human, that we're seen, that we matter. And so I ended up talking to Anthony was his name, and just talking to him about the sign, why do you need a miracle? What's going on? And he opened up, and he ended up saying yes to Jesus that day. And it was just so beautiful because he was telling me how people usually stay away from him. Because he's homeless, he doesn't get showers. He doesn't get to change his clothes very often. So people naturally just want to shy away from him. And so that interaction that I had with him just changed my whole perspective and helped me understand that we desperately do need to be seen. We desperately need to reach out to people, even saying, "How are you?" or "What's your name?" and hearing their story. So I wanted to share that with you. And again, see